These days I use a wheel and pedal set for racing games, but back in the day when I first started out, I got myself a gamepad, started enjoying racing games and then moved into the real hardware. So going back to a gamepad is certainly a backward step and going full circle, but what really interested me about this particular gamepad is this little module here, which is a steering wheel module. And this comes with the Thrustmaster ESWAP X Pro controller. Before we get to this, let me give you a quick rundown of the pertinent features. Now first off, it's wired, not wireless. The cable is detachable, so there's the long braided cable that comes with it. Pops into that socket there. Here we have some additional button inputs. And these switches relate to the triggers. And what we can do here is restrict the movement of the trigger by engaging this switch. Now for racing games, you want a long travel, so you have decent precision input with your throttle and brake. But for shooting games, then that travel is going to slow you down. So what you want to do is flip that, and as you can see, it's now half the distance. So let's disengage it. See the difference? Of course, we have a couple of shoulder buttons, left and right, nice and clicky. And on this edge is for the headset. And those are the controls for the headset, which are really hard to read since it's dark red on those black buttons. It really should be white writing on there. I mean, you can see it there on the camera, but you take a glance at it from a normal distance, and that's really, really hard to read. These are rubberized grips and they are detachable, so magnetized on. Just snap on like that. And they're fully replaceable. You can buy different ones from Thrustmaster, different colored ones if you want to customize the look of your controller. In addition, you can do the same thing with the triggers. And to detach them, they are screwed on there. The biggest selling point of this modular platform is the fact we can remove these. They are magnetized in place, and simply depending on how you want your layout to be, depending on the game maybe, you might want the D-pad up here because it's more comfortable to play a game like that, or you might want it on this side. It's entirely up to you. But that also means we can introduce this thing, the module I want to talk about, their steering module. So let's whack it in there, and there we go. Simple as that. Maybe I want it up here, so let's just put it up there. And maybe I want the D-pad there and the analog stick there. That's it. They snap into place, nice and solid, and there you go. That's the turning angle of this wheel. It's very smooth, and you can see here it is spring tension, so it returns to center if you let go. The edge is rubberized, so easy to grip. That's all the main features covered. Now let's take this to the track and do some testing. Be warned, dodgy driving ahead, as I'm still getting to grips with the chase cam view from the usual cockpit driving viewpoint I normally drive. Now down to the business in hand. This gamepad is solid, there's no rattling parts internally or from those removable magnetic sections. It's all flush fitting and tightly in place. Ergonomically, the gamepad sits in my hands very nicely. All the controls are easy to get to, feel tight and responsive. All the correct boxes are ticked on its build quality, and one would hope so, it's not cheap. Being a sim racer, my core purpose for making this video is for that racing wheel module. So we're going to deep dive into this exclusively for the remainder of the video. the rotation angle is 95 degrees, so that's 47.5 in either direction from centre. That's not a great deal of movement, but that limit does make sense from the point of view of operating this control with your thumb, where you may be turning the car full lock from one direction to the other, so you need something that's going to be quick and agile, so the rotation angle is an important factor to get right. I would say I wouldn't have minded a little bit more range of that movement to give me a bit more control, and possibly that wouldn't work out in reality and maybe more fatiguing. And that is an observation I do notice compared to using the analog stick, using the steering input. After a time I can feel some fatigue, but not while driving with the analog stick. Using the wheel, I'm steering the car through corners smoothly, and that's something I do like over using an analog stick, where I'm usually twitching the stick constantly to maintain control while cornering, and that is a clear difference. Car movement is more realistic using the mini wheel. Navigating sharp corners and hairpins, I do find I'm quicker and more accurate with the analog stick control. Sometimes I'm just a bit late turning with the racing wheel and clip the outside wall, or just generally run it wide off track, or weave coming out of the corner. I took some time to observe this and work out what was happening, and I discovered it's the combination of the steering and braking with the same hand. I'm finding it more natural to pull the brake trigger while steering with the analog stick. I'm having more difficulty manipulating both controls at the same time. The thumb motion is different between the two control methods. The steering wheel is an arc motion, the thumb stick is side to side. It may look subtly different, but for me it feels quite different, and so are my results. So we're talking about the physical manipulation of the controls, and that's going to be subjective to each individual. So for my testing, I'm finding this a mixed bag, but I'm pretty sure the experience from user to user will be quite different. I don't want to write this product off as being inadequate, but I can conclude it's not right for me, so I'll be sticking with the analog stick. In principle, I do like the idea of this mini steering wheel, and I would say Thrustmaster has done as good a job as possible to realise this design, incorporating a functional steering wheel-like control method into a gamepad. The motion of the wheel is silky smooth, along with the right amount of spring resistance, just a tad stiffer than the analog stick. So I'll give Thrustmaster the credit for all these features, and I do like the gamepad as a whole and its functionality, and being able to swap the controls around is a strong selling point. Unfortunately, the mini racing wheel did not give me the results I hoped for. If you check out some other reviews out there, then you may find the consensus is much more positive in this respect. So do take that on board. I guess this demonstrates this could be a device that suits some people's attributes more favourably than others. I should also say I wouldn't consider this as a competing alternative to a proper force feedback wheel and set of pedals. A gamepad is convenient, but it's not on the same planet compared to the real hardware designed for this job. So I would recommend you work towards that goal if you're a committed racing game fan still using a gamepad. To help you in this regard, I've posted links below to my reviews for some popular entry-level options. In conclusion, the ESWAP X Pro Controller racing wheel will be a thumbs up or thumbs down depending on the end user. But nevertheless, Thrustmaster, good effort here, I'll give you that. And there you have it. I hope you found this video useful, and thank you very much for watching. And until next time, happy simming and bye bye.